We're here with Marty Clubb of Lacole. Marty, you've kind of gone through some change that probably has shocked a few people.
Yes.
Just in the last few weeks. Tell us about the new label.
All right. Well, it's actually been a really cool, exciting change for us. We've had this really iconic, colorful, whimsical label that everybody in the Northwest is identified with for years and years. But as a brand, we just finished our 28th harvest, and as you know from your judging of our wines, we've gotten really more serious about the quality of the wines, about our Walla Walla Valley portfolio, about being estate grown. And as we've grown over the years into really more of a national, you even argue international brand, the further you get away from the Pacific Northwest, the less they took our wine seriously, because that fun, colorful package didn't really speak to the quality in the bottle. So we, as you know, with the Apogee Perigee package, we did this historic look of the old school several years ago, and that was working really well for us. And so we essentially took that idea and created a package that allowed us to integrate across the whole portfolio using this oil painting, sepia tone picture, and de-emphasizing the number 41 under Lacole. We created a package for both our Columbia Valley and Walla Walla wines.
Okay. So I suspect you've gotten a lot of good feedback, and maybe some like my wife who said, "No, you can't do that." So, it was a beloved label.
It's been interesting because we've had hundreds of comments on Facebook and emails and various things, and I'd say 95% of the response is, "Wow, I really like the new label. This really fits with what you guys are doing." And then there's been 4 or 5% that said, "I really like the new label, but boy, I really did love that old label too." And that's okay, because we really love the old label. I think I had one person that heard an NPR story without seeing the new label, was like, "You can't change my label, you can't change my label." But my two favorite comments, which I have to share with you, was one person said, "Well, if it's Apogee, I'll drink it out of a milk jug." And I really loved that, because it was about the wine, and it is about the wine. It's, the package is supposed to support the brand. And then the second comment was from another customer who had heard we were changing their label, and they said, "I really wanted to hate that new label, but I couldn't. I really loved it." So
you and I were talking about, one of the purposes or the reasons behind the change was you've got these under $20 labels that are colorful, and they usually have animals on them. So are you blaming Yellowtail for this change? Or,
no, I think it's just the entire marketplace. As you know, in the last 25 years, we've gone from 2,000 American brands to 8,000 American brands, and there's been a proliferation of imports and a proliferation of what some people refer to as virtual wineries, where they're really not true brick and mortar. They really don't make their wine. They hire somebody to do that on their behalf, and in that, which is good for consumers, because that brings affordable, good wines out to the consumer base. But it's in that tier where the more colorful, whimsical labels has become more common practice. And of course, that's not who we are as a brand. We've actually moved up tier in terms of farming our own fruit, making our own wine, really making sure there's quality in every bottle of Lacole.
Is there any chance that you might ever revive the label, maybe just for Wine Club or anything like that?
Well, the more I'm talking to people, the more I realize how much the Northwest really did love that, and we certainly would embrace that idea. It would probably be a Northwest product focused on people right here at home that really really love that old package.
And then the young man who drew the label, Ryan Campbell, yeah. So did you? He's old enough to drink finally.
Oh yeah. Well, Ryan was 8 years old when he did the label in 1985. So if you think about that, we're 25 years later. So Ryan's actually like 33 years old today. He's an architect. He works in San Francisco, worked in Boston. He's now in New York. And I called Ryan, to kind of give him a heads up, because his drawing that he had done had been on the package. And he totally understands from a business point of view why we had made the leap, and he was cool with it.
Did he get wine every year because he was on the label, or did he have to buy his own stuff?
Well, he was part of the family, and the family gets a family discount.
Okay.
So he qualified for that.
Okay. He didn't get free wine because of the label or anything. So.
No, the liquor control board wouldn't have liked that.
That makes sense. Anything else exciting? I mean, that's got to be the most exciting thing happening.
This is truly an exciting thing. Of course, and you and I have talked several times. We've got a new vineyard going in, Ferguson Ridge, which we just produced our first wines from this last year. So we're at some point, that'll be a new feature vineyard for us from the Walla Walla Valley. And, we're working very hard to, build that national presence and even international presence. I'm going to the London International Wine and Trade Fair here in May. And I think we're just well positioned to be out on the forefront of representing the quality that Washington can have. And it's an exciting spot for us to be in.
All right. Marty, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Andy.